play ball.
There you go. Well, welcome back to the Slide Podcast, everyone. We are now into 2024 and on season 3 of the Slide Podcast. So I'm your host, Coach Aaron, and today I have got Coach Jen with me and a very new member to our team, Banana Jake. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great. I am doing great. So Jake is going to be one of our field reporters. And as he gets geared up for his baseball season coming up, he's going to give us an inside view and look about what baseball looks like in Orlando, Florida. So, Jen, how was your new year?
Oh, I was in the bed by 10:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know it wasn't quite as exciting as yours was, but I got a good night's sleep that night. And then we got up on New Year's Day and the family did a fun run together. So we were all well rested and the kids had a good time. So that's something, it's one of our New Year's resolutions is to be able to do more runs like that as a family. And so we started it out on January 1st.
Awesome. When now was your fun run to prevent rabies?
No.
You have no clue of that reference, do you?
No.
All right. So all of our listeners out there, I guarantee they do. You've never watched The Office?
Oh, I haven't watched it like through and through, but I've definitely seen episodes.
So one episode, Michael Scott actually puts on a fun run to cure rabies because one of the ladies in the office got bit by a bat, which then gave her rabies.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, this was so similarly, but not the same. It was called The Hair of the Dog, and a lot of people brought their dogs, but none of them that I know of had rabies.
That's good. I'd like to have done that.
We only did the fun run, which was a mile. So both the kids ran the whole time and it was fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I just got back from Panama City for Baseball Fest and Softball Fest, and I saw tons of new faces and familiar faces. I got to meet some kids that follow us on social media. We did so many interviews that I can't wait until we get them all like ready to go and put out because, man, kids were full of drip. Like they had the whole drip game. I had my eye black drip game going on too. So, Jake, what kind of drip do you use out on the baseball field?
I normally have a wrist guard on because I catch, and I have tape for compression.
Mm-hmm.
I have this. You can't really
I've seen a lot of people wearing those.
Is that the new thing?
It's the beads or pearls. What are they called, Jake?
They're like, I call them sparkly beads for necklaces.
Yep.
And it started by Bryce Harper. And
okay. I thought it was
a
dude.
The pearls.
No, I think there was a dude with the Braves too that was known for the pearls or something.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
All right. Well, look, we're all here to talk to one superstar dude, Ethan Chain. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great. Man. Well, look, we got you here on the show. I saw you on Instagram and started watching videos, and I'm like, this dude's going somewhere. And he looks super cool. So I need to meet and talk to this dude. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. Kind of stuff do we want to know, Jen? What's something funny?
Something funny?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Can you tell us a joke?
Ooh.
You got a good dad joke?
All right, dude. So tell us your name, how old you are, where you're from, and what is your favorite cereal?
I'm Ethan Chan, and I'm from Rancho Palos Verdes Estates in Southern California. I've been playing baseball for 6 years. I was 6.
Wow.
And my favorite cereal is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Jake, what's your favorite cereal?
Fruit Loops.
Okay. All right. I'm a Fruity Pebbles guy. I just always have been. But all right, cool. Ethan, so you've been playing for 6 years. So you started at 6. Now, when did you decide like baseball is something that I really want to do? Like, was it just right off the bat, or like when you switched positions or something, it changed you? Like, what was it, man?
It was like when I was 7, right after we won our Little League championship.
Mm,
Like that's when like it started getting fun and like I realized, oh, baseball, like we're good.
yeah. Well, you know what? You said something there that is so important. Is that's when baseball started getting fun. Now, here's the challenge. Don't ever let it stop being fun because then you'll be just like every one of us up here, you know, old people doing a job that they don't necessarily love. So you always got to make sure you find, the love of the game because it's a hard game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now who do you play for now?
Well, I play for two teams,
Mm-hmm.
SoCal and State Prime Zeller.
Okay. Okay. And are those 13U teams, 14U?
So I'm an old 12U, so I could technically play 12U, but 13U is my grade level.
Mm-hmm.
So I play up 14U.
Oh,
Sometimes I play
wow.
13U, but it's mostly 14U.
Gotcha. How hard was it, like moving up into those older when you start playing up? Do you notice a difference in the game, or do you feel
Well,
like,
the kids are much bigger and stronger.
yeah,
Like
That's
it's
about the
hard.
time that boys have a growth spurt thing,
Mhm.
like 13, 14. Is there a difference between like the bases or the pitching rubber going
Well, the
from
diamond is definitely way bigger. So, like you
okay.
have to focus on hitting line drives because the bombs you hit at 12 are just going to be like regular flyouts.
yeah,
So the fence is longer. Gotcha.
yeah. So I think they moved to 60, 90. So 60 for the rubber and 90 feet between the bases, I believe. So, because I think it's 50, 60 up until I think either 13 or 14. So I'm
Oh,
learning.
60 probably seems
California,
way different.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
California, we in California we have this thing 13U. It's actually 5480.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
5480. Wow. Okay. Well, cool. I didn't know. Look, I'm gonna tell you one of the things that I have learned, Ethan, is baseball in California is a lot different than anywhere else. Like, do you know that? I mean, because I think you've played around
yeah,
in some different states. Like, do you notice that baseball in Cali is different?
yeah. The year never stops.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Jen, what you got for this dude?
Well, what position do you play?
I can basically play anywhere besides catcher and first. I'm mostly an outfielder, but sometimes I get opportunities to play infield, like when we're up by a lot. But
Okay.
I'm
So
mainly a
out
center fielder.
that's a
Mhm.
really fun position. You like running down those pop-ups?
Yeah, like
Got to
running to the
be.
gap, making diving catches, robbing home runs. Really
Yeah.
fun.
I know that's a good feeling. Do you ever have to like scale the fence to to steal a home run from people?
Yeah, I actually 2 weekends ago, I just did that. It was my first robbed home run.
Dude, you know what? Do you keep those kind of balls? Like, I mean, you keep a home run ball,
Um,
but do you keep a still? I might have to
no,
keep that for the first time. Like, that'd be pretty awesome. What'd the batter do when you got it?
well, I looked back on videos of reaction. He was like throwing his hands up, like, so this,
Can't
He
do
thought he
anything
had
with this
one.
dude. I
Yeah.
know, I know. Awesome. Jakey, you got any questions for Ethan?
How difficult was it to calculate batting average when you were 6?
um,
We heard you were
I
a
just
math
remember,
guru.
I just remember when I was young, my parents would send me to these extracurricular math places just to do like math worksheets. So it wasn't. I don't feel like it was that hard. It's just some numbers were hard to divide, like 7.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Now, can you figure out on base percentage?
yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's been a struggle for me. You may have to be able to teach me, like when we start getting into slugging percentage and home base percentage, and like there's so many different like metrics and stats now that are kept that Ethan, I'm gonna tell you. All right, so I'm 45 years old, and when I fell in love with baseball, I was probably 9 or 10. And you're from SoCal, so I was an Oakland A's fan. And Jose Canseco was, have you ever heard of that dude?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jose Canseco was like my superstar. So, Jake, did you want to follow up with that question or anything?
Nothing
Nope, you
else.
good? Okay, cool. All right. Well, look, I got a question for you. So you play in a lot of tournaments, and so in your bio that we were sent, it says you won the USSSA International World Series for the 9U. That's a pretty big deal, right?
So we had a 5-day tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I think we played 11 games for the span.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I just remember like I had to bunt a lot because I was like leading off, and then on the last day, so it's double elimination. So like you can lose and still come back.
Mm-hmm.
We had to play 4 games to win it all, and we could not lose.
Yeah.
Just remember going to the championship game, like just so tired.
Yeah. Wow. You had to play all those 4 games. Did you have to play those within like a 2-day period or something?
No, all in one day.
Oh, wow. Woo. Jake, you ever played 4 games in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
2 times. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so now where was this tournament at, Ethan?
I think it was in Chino Hills.
Oh, okay. So it was actually in California.
Yeah,
Were
in
there
California.
were there teams from all over the world?
No, it was just Southern California.
Oh, okay. Because when I read
Yeah, it says
International.
International World Series, that's what it leads me to believe. You trip. All right. So now you're playing in PG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been
Now.
playing one since September because
Oh yeah. So
my football team we moved up to 14U.
gotcha. Now you're playing 14 with PG.
No, we haven't played BG in a long time.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, what's your next goal, man? Like what are you looking to achieve like here in the near future? Are you looking for scholarships? What are you looking for?
Well, I want to go to Stanford for
Mm-hmm.
college. So
I
I
can
think
see that.
the biggest goal for me right now is like to develop power because I've been like a contact hitter like for my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this age, like you just got to develop power because like you just can't just keep on hitting singles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if I know you can do batting averages, but if you can hold a good batting average, that's pretty strong. What's your batting average for this past season?
Well, last year I think I hit like 400. This year I'm a little lower because like I'm playing up 14U,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
300, something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty solid. So don't get down on yourself for stuff like that. Now, when someone like you wants to work on power and continue to grow and develop into the power game, how do you do that?
Well, I think it's all about the hips. Just gotta engage it more.
Okay. All right.
Are you doing any specific training with a coach, like to develop power to get stronger?
Um, Not yet.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
What's your
what
work? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
it's okay. What kind of advice would you give, somebody that wants to get stronger? Do you have anything you could tell one of our listeners if they're in the same boat as you?
If you're young, you could do push-ups, a
Hmm.
lot of push-ups,
A lot of push-ups.
How many push-ups can you do at one time?
30.
Dang,
Ooh.
that's pretty
Okay.
good. What about you, Jakey? How many can you do?
15 to 20 probably.
That's pretty solid.
Well,
That's
we
good.
we we can't have problems. We gotta know. So tonight, I know you've had a long day, working out. Let's see how many you can knock out. And,
Okay.
and tell you what, if you'll record it, we'll send it out to everybody and challenge everybody. All
My
right.
team is already challenging people to do pull-ups.
Oh, pull-ups. That was never my strong suit. Ethan, do you do any pull-ups?
No, but I try like once in a while. I can only do like one or two.
Yeah. Well, if you go to a gym or something, they have what is that bar that folds down for pull-ups that'll actually help you, Jen, in some of the gyms. It's almost like a dummy
Oh
bar
yeah.
or
It's
something.
a pull-up assist, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's how I would start, dude. Like pull-ups are huge for your shoulders, your back, I mean for your core. And go into a gym and pull that bar out. You can adjust the weight of how much assistance you want and you can get stronger. I mean,
Yeah, there was somebody, I can't, there's no telling who it was. They had the one that goes in your house, right? So it like just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
flips
I
over the
had
door
that.
jamb.
Hmm.
And every time they walked through the door, they did one. So every time they went into that room or out of that room, they did one. And
Yep.
then that really built up their ability to do it.
Now, Jen, I could always do the inside grip
Yeah,
easier than I could do the wide grip. Is
I
is
think
that
that's true
is
for
that normal?
everybody.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're able to like this way or this way, you're able to recruit a lot stronger muscle groups than
Hmm.
you are this way. This is mostly lats and back. This is a lot of biceps and shoulders. So
Gotcha.
yeah, the front is going to be a little bit easier, but it's still a very valid exercise. I think if even if you can just do these, I
Hmm.
think you're doing really well. Chin ups are a little easier.
Yeah. Well, look, Ethan, like if you want to look hot for the ladies and have that like ripped back, when you see these players, they take off their shirt and you just see every little defined muscle in their back. Man, them pull ups and pull downs will help you a lot. So
Yep.
cool. All right, dude. I noticed there's a ton of baseball cards behind you, and I know that you collect baseball cards. What's your favorites?
Well, the cards behind me, they're my dad's.
Mm-hmm. But what's yours?
I've stopped collecting baseball cards, I think, this year, but I used to.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably some of my favorite cards. Probably my Aaron Judge rookie card,
Oh, ooh, that has to be a nice find there. Because that dude's going to go down in history as one of the best.
and it's in PSA 10.
Oh, you've had it graded.
Yeah,
Very nice. Very
I bought it
nice.
graded.
Oh, you did? Okay. Gotcha. Now, how much is it worth?
I bought it for 50. I think it's like 200.
Jeez. Hey,
Hang on to that.
That's good stock market stuff there. Now, I will say, Ethan, when I was young, probably similar to you right now, is when I first started collecting cards, I was heavily into MLB. And so I wanted Canseco's rookie card. That's what I asked my mom for Christmas for. And at the time, I think his rookie was maybe 100, 150. But the only real good way that you could get it, because there wasn't a lot of shops around, is I had to buy the whole series. My mom had to buy the whole series, and that cost her, I think it was like a little over $250. But you know how much that rookie card's worth now?
$5.
He's trying to smack on my Jose
That's
Canseco.
hilarious.
I look, no kidding. I think it's maybe $25. So yeah, I mean, now you collect football cards?
No.
No? Okay. But you collect Pokemon cards, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I got into football cards and I've got a lot of good rookie cards. Troy Aikman's, Emmett Smith's, Michael Irvin's, Marino's. I got some good stuff. Jake, you collect cards?
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, are you more into the baseball world?
yeah.
Yeah. Who was your favorite card?
I have three.
Okay.
So there's a holiday edition of Shohei Ohtani that's like shaped into an ornament.
Hmm.
There's a who else is there? I think like Matt Olson
Okay.
have one, and then there's a game used jersey by a Met.
Alonzo.
No, he's a lefty.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll check on that one. You let us know. But that's cool. I never got any of those jersey cards. Now, Ethan, I need to know more about this Pokemon thing. Like, Jen, doesn't you guys have some Pokemon cards in the house? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yes, we have a boatload. I feel like they're just everywhere. My son collects them. He's got like a binder that he puts all
Mm-hmm.
the good ones in, whatever that means. And he takes that folder to after school and they trade them and they play. And yeah, he
Uh,
loves Pokemon.
all right, Ethan. Tell me what's the deal with Pokemon cards, man? Because Jen and I are parents, and all our kids talk about Pokemon, but we don't understand it. Help us understand Pokemon.
Well, I feel like Pokemon is a great way to start off because you get all these pulls. So it's like the cards are really cool, like especially the artworks.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is that if you open enough packs, you just get all these comments everywhere.
Oh yeah. So what makes a card a good card? Is it the artwork or the series? What is it?
Um, there's like some cards are more rare than others.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the pull rates, like some can be like 1 in 1,000.
Oh
So like
wow.
they're worth a lot.
That's
Dang.
I've heard Pokemon cards are can go for pretty expensive. What's the most expensive one that you know about, Ethan?
Like I know about or I have.
Oh no, you know about.
I think it's the 1999 Charizard
Mm-hmm.
first
How,
edition,
how much is it worth?
250,000.
What? Holy cow.
Let me go get some Pokemon cards. I'm gonna retire.
Well, you can't pull that one anymore. You gotta go buy that one.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
a pack's like 10,000.
do what now?
A pack is like 10,000.
Just because you have that one in X amount, a smaller number, a chance of getting that card. Wow.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
that's
I had
cra
no idea.
Yeah. I mean, you better tell Colton keep them cards in good condition because we never know.
He says like the number at the top means something, and then it has some letters after the number, I guess, and there some of them are shiny. I don't know.
Yeah.
He he searches it up on Google.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never quite understood that whole Pokemon thing, but I was older, of course, when it really got started. So,
Yeah.
but it's cool. It survived for a very long time, and I don't guess it's going away anytime soon. So that's
I
cool, Ethan.
remember yeah, I remember being in college and that's when is it called Pokemon Go? No. Where you like get on your phone and then you search for them as you're walking or
Pokemon Go.
okay. Yeah, so that's what Colton does too. If we're in the car and he sees a landmark, then he'll
Hmm.
go find it. It's kind of cool sometimes. Like we went to visit my dad at the beach and there were a couple of places that we were able to find that had whatever they had.
Yeah, I remember seeing people walking around with their phones out, like
Yeah.
trying to get close to something. I'm like, what are those people doing? They're like, they're
Yeah.
looking for these places on Pokemon. So,
Yep.
well, cool. All right. So I'm assuming you're a Yankees fan, Ethan. No? Okay. Are we a Dodgers fan?
Yeah,
Ah, now how long you been a Dodgers fan?
a little like I think like 2 years.
Okay. All right. So before Shohei Ohtani got there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now tell me what you did the day when you found out he was coming to be a Dodger. Did you throw a big party or anything?
No, I remember like in a tournament, and all of a sudden everyone's like celebrating because Otani signed.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
In the middle of the game.
That's
That
some
is
true
awesome.
fans. Yeah.
That is awesome. Like I haven't seen any videos of that. I'll have to. Do you have any videos of that, Ethan?
No.
No. That'd be really cool to have and like share for everyone to see. I mean, that dude he's serious business. There is no doubt Shohei is you think he's gonna hit and pitch?
Well, once his arm recovers, yeah, he will.
Yeah. Well, I think, man, if he can continue what he has done previously after his surgery, I mean, this dude's going to go down as one of the best. So,
What type of surgery is he having?
he had Tommy John, I believe, right,
Oh,
Ethan?
really?
I think, yeah, for the
Yeah, I think
second
it
time.
was. I think it was. Now, we've had kids and players on the show that's had Tommy John surgery. AJ Wydra, that was on the show before, I think he had to have his Tommy John his senior year. And he's already pitched a season and he's starting his second year in college. So, and he's back at it. Oh, well, that's cool.
There's some stats that show that you can actually throw harder after Tommy John than you did before.
Really?
So, best of luck. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. I mean, Shohei, he could, man, if he gets any faster, was he clocked over 100 anytime yet? Ethan, do you know?
Um, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that one, but man, he may come back as like a mega superstar.
He might.
Now, Jake, you said Shohei was one of your favorite cards. Who's your baseball team?
Diamond Elite Diaz Bits.
Okay. Now, but who's your favorite MLB team?
Boston.
The Red
Ooh.
Sox. All right. All right. How long you been a Red Sox fan?
Ever since I was born. 'Cause my dad's a Red Sox fan. And like
Uh-huh.
the I was born, they put a Boston Red Sox robe on me.
There you go.
Love it.
All right. All right. Well, you can tell him I know Johnny Damon, and I talked to Johnny Gomes on the phone last week. So um, those are pretty decent Red Sox, I would say.
I have a
Uh,
picture wall with me with Johnny Damon at Daytona.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Those are some good dudes. When I was watching baseball, and I was an A's fan, and then when Canseco moved to Texas, became a Ranger fan. Like the Red Sox always gave me nightmares. So yeah, they did. They did. All right. So I'm gonna ask another question. Jen, you're gonna be up, and I want you to be thinking of one too, Jakey. All right. Banana Jake. Be ready for a good one, okay? All
okay.
right. Ethan. So you've been playing ball. You want to go to Stanford. What if you get drafted before you go to college?
I think it depends on like which round.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm drafted early, I'd probably take MLB. I can always go to college later. But if
Mm-hmm.
it's like 10th rounds, I'm going to college instead.
I like this dude. Smart,
That's a good
very
plan.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not like Stanford doesn't have a good baseball program because
Yeah.
they're pretty good. Now, you got to be super smart to get into Stanford too. You think you got what it takes?
Yeah.
What do you love so much about math? Because math is a lot of people, including myself, it's not the strongest suit for me. What do you love most about math?
I don't really know, but all I know is when I was young, I was just really good at it.
Yeah. Well, dude, what are you want to major in when you get to Stanford?
Probably math.
Okay. Wow. You're going to major in math? Wow. Well, dude, that sounds like a lot of hard work. And I totally believe you got what it takes. So, Jen, you're up.
I want to know, do you play any other sports or have you ever besides baseball?
So before I started playing baseball, my parents started me with soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I didn't really like it, so they chose something else.
Mm-hmm.
Then right before baseball, I started playing basketball. I was
Okay.
pretty good at it. Then I stopped 1.5 years ago. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it would baseball would just get in the way. Not enough time.
Gotcha. So
I think
you wanted to commit to baseball.
yeah, I do like
Gotcha.
3 hours, like 2, 3 hours a day baseball.
Wow. Yeah, this
How tall
dude.
are you?
5, 6.
What? Yeah, you're going to be like super tall.
Yeah, I
That's
think
awesome.
Ethan, I think your dad said that you hit in the cage 365 days of the year.
Yeah, we hit every day.
Wow. That's commitment. Now, Jakey, how often are you in the cages hitting off tees and hitting pitching?
I normally take one day off a week, but other than that, I'm either pitching or at practice or in my garage hitting.
Now, Jen, we got two dudes here that love baseball. Ethan is dedicated to baseball. What would you say as a PT he needs to work on to make sure you don't overwork some of those same muscle groups?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with hitting every day, but just make sure that you do some anti-rotation activities as well. So what that means is getting out of that same pattern some. You don't feel like you have to stop hitting or, working towards your goals because I know that that's something that's very, very important for you. But um, if you can, so softball and baseball are very rotational, right? So we swing in a circular pattern, we throw, in a, the same type diagonal. So getting out of those rotational movements can be very good for power, actually. So if you
What's
can
an
work in
example? What's an example
um,
of that?
well, if you're right-handed, then number one would be working to the other side as well. So
Mm,
you don't want to develop some asymmetries with muscle groups. And then just working on like specific core things, making sure that it's not in a rotational way, but straight this way, doing like leg lifts and
crunches.
crunches and yep, things like that. If you've got that pull-up bar in your house, hang from that pull-up bar, bring your knees up towards you. That's a really good exercise for the core. I mean, I really like push-ups. It's a linear pattern. So just kind of getting out of that rotational stuff occasionally is a really, really good idea. And if you're a pitcher, which I know Ethan, you said you didn't pitch, but or no, you
I
didn't say
He
that.
does. He
You
does
don't
pitch some.
catch. Sorry, it was catching that you didn't do. Making sure that you keep your hips really, really strong. So that landing leg is very important when it comes to shoulder health, believe it or not. So what we see a lot of times is with higher level baseball players, if they have a shoulder injury, they're lacking some strength and range of motion in their opposite leg.
You know what?
So,
So I was in Panama City, and that is so one of the kids had he was doing workouts or something with Justin Verlander, like
oh wow,
big time pitcher. But he
yeah,
said he had a sprained ankle
yeah.
on his opposites, like his opposite side that he pitches from, so his left side, and it was causing a nerve to be pinched in his shoulder. Like, have you ever
Ooh,
heard that?
I haven't, but I can see how that could happen. Not that it's like directly correlated, but if you're changing your mechanics or maybe even the mechanics of your shoulder, I don't know how he sprained his ankle. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I could totally see that.
Wow.
Um, a lot of times what we find is that, so if you think about your wind up, right? So you're standing on the mound and you lift your left leg, you're going to pitch, right? So you come back, you plant your left foot, and then you come through with your wind up. That left leg has to have a certain amount of rotation to it for you to be able to continue your pitch.
Mm,
So yeah, slow it down after, after we get off the call, really like work slowly through that motion. You'll see that left leg has to have
it
strong
does.
power.
It
So you
does.
have to have the motion to do it. But this is getting kind of in the weeds, but you have to be able to also control the rotation. So it's not just being able to do it, but you got to have the muscle power and the muscle strength to slow that rotation down because your body's just going to keep going, right? Because you've got so much momentum behind it. But you got to be able to control that rotation. So working with your hips is really, really, really important.
Wow. Did any of that make sense to you dudes?
Sorta. Not really. Dang, I
Hey,
told you I
well,
was getting in the weeds.
hey, it's okay. We're recording this, so you can play it back and study every little sentence she said if you want to. So Jen's a physical therapist, so she deals with a lot of athletes that, are recovering from some of these type of injuries. So, and the
Yep.
best thing you can do is get your body in the best shape so injuries are, I guess you would say, less likely to happen.
Less likely. Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right. Well, Jake, you're up, man.
So I saw in the bio that Aaron sent me is you played in a PG Classic Series Classic in Florida.
Yeah,
How
I
how
did.
did you how did you like feeling? How did you feel playing in Florida?
In the
Well,
PG.
it was really my first time playing with like random kids I never knew.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great experience.
Cool. Okay. Well, how was the competition there?
It was really good facing kids all around the country.
Yeah. So I was just at a tournament where kids were placed on teams and it was an individual style tournament. And, at first I'm thinking like kids don't like this. Kids won't like this. And now this is the second event that I've been to like this. And I think they love it more than bringing their team because they get to meet so many new people and get to learn from so many new people. So, I mean, that I think that's the best part about it at all is you can learn from all of those kids you don't get to play with, throughout the year. So, very cool. Now, Jake, who you play with again?
Diamond Elite.
Diamond Elite. Okay. And what age group are you in?
11U.
11U. And what positions you play?
Pitcher, catcher, first base, and right field.
Oh, wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
I'm gonna have to choose a decision in a couple years, but for now, I'll most likely say pitcher or catcher.
Okay. Another catcher. But Ethan, I'm going to tell you, dude, let me tell you why you're special. Because almost every single person we interview on this show is a diehard catcher. And I was an outfielder. So I like some outfielders. Nothing wrong with you, Jackie. Jen's all for that because she was a catcher too. But
Yeah.
hey, there's important people like me and Ethan here that was covering the ground in the outfield, stopping those runs from scoring. Ain't that right, Ethan? That's right. All right. Well, hey, so your dad said you were big into fantasy. Now, is it fantasy baseball, football? What are you big into?
Football.
Ooh, now those math skills have to come into play here. How do you perform each season in your fantasy?
Well, my dad and I, we like manage it together.
Okay. Do you guys normally always come out on top?
Well, this season, I feel like it was the first season we were actually like good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gotcha.
then we choked in the
Who
playoffs.
was your starting lineup?
So we had Josh Allen, Justin Fields. I can't remember.
Okay. All right. Well, you got one player that I know, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. So I'm not a big fan of Josh Allen, even though he does put up points. Let me tell you, Jen, if I was playing fantasy and I was like Ethan and I drafted Josh Allen first and they played the Dolphins, I concede that week. But they
You
could,
just,
I
I'm out.
concede. He can throw 5 interceptions and lose my game in fantasy as long as my Dolphins win. Speaking of which, I know this is going to come out in a few months, but Dolphins got destroyed this past weekend and it was
They
hard.
Yeah.
did.
It was
They
not good.
really did.
Like Tyreek dropped a touchdown. Chase Claypool dropped a touchdown. It didn't work out. Well, we got Josh Allen coming this week though, so hopefully, Ethan, your playoffs are probably about done. Are you in the playoffs in your fantasy?
It's over now.
Okay, okay. Well, in that case, then I hope Josh Allen does really, really, really bad because it won't hurt you. If it would hurt you, I would probably still say the same thing. So anyway, look at him. We got him smiling there. That's good stuff. We got him smiling. All right, Jakey, you got any final questions for this dude?
No.
Nope. All right. Well, you two may see each other in a couple years to come, maybe. So, I mean, you're playing 11U. He's playing up into the 14U range. High school time. You never know what could happen. And plus, Jakey, where you want to go to school?
College?
Yeah.
Right now, USF or Florida.
All right. Well, I'm not a Gators fan. So, let's go. Jen, it always has to come into play. It just
It
does.
somehow Jose
Uh,
Canseco comes up and the Dolphins come up every show.
it does, especially if they're from Florida. Jakey's from Orlando. So, now? Are you a Bucks fan?
I don't watch NFL. I watch college.
Oh, see, Jen, you're a college over pro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ethan,
I we watch both, but
You watch college or NFL? Which one's your favorite?
NFL.
I agree. I like the professional game better. I get it. Everybody says that, these are kids really trying and they're committing everything.
things have changed in the last few years with the transfer portal. So
Transfer portal and NIL is,
yeah,
in my opinion, although I totally understand, I do have a problem with the transfer portal, but I do understand the NIL because, I mean, but there has to be some restrictions.
yeah, I
We're going to
agree.
get off on a tangent here, but there's kids in college making more money than they would make in the NFL as a rookie. And some are choosing to come back for their senior year just for that reason. And
Hmm.
I think that's wrong because, you know, they're going to make a ton of money this coming season, but what if they get hurt? Then all of that additional benefit of playing in the NFL could potentially be jeopardized. So
Yeah,
who am I? Look, I smeared my eye black. Look.
you sure did.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Yep, there we go. Hey, Ethan, what kind of drip do you have when you get out on the field? You got any?
No, just sunglasses.
Sunglasses. All right. Keep it simple.
That clean
Hard
look.
worker. Dude, that's all right. I like that. That's we didn't have a thing called drip when I was playing ball. Jen, did you guys?
No. I mean, the girls that play in college now,
Mm-hmm.
they've got bows in their hair. It's not like as drip as baseball is, but like they just look totally different.
Yeah. Well, I have been told so many times, but if you look good, you play good. And that's that. Kids, we had a whole little like segment while I was down there this weekend talking about drip, and that's what they told me. And then a sliding mitt. I was like, now what do you use a sliding mitt for? First purpose is drip, second purpose is safety.
Look, looks like
Oh,
an oven mitt to me.
yeah, and you know what they started telling me is, look how cool it looks in my back pocket. That's what they were saying.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. I didn't know baseball turned into a fashion show, but
Was it Aria?
they didn't have an Aria. They just had like an Evo Shield one, but I definitely now look, if Aria wants to send me one of these cool special edition sliding gloves, I will wear them on the show.
Like
Like, I'm gonna tell you, those sliding mitts, they're pretty hot. I can't imagine me getting one and wanting it to get dirty. Like that's that would be a challenge for me. Is like, man, this thing's too pretty for me to get dirty.
how much do they cost?
Tell him, Jake. You know, he ain't never
I
bought one.
When I was playing at the National All State, one of my teammates had one, and he said I was $85.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, they generally, I think, run sliding mitts a decent quality one. I would say probably $50 to $85 for a sliding mitt.
Do they last? Like, I mean, are you going to use it for a couple years, but you're going to grow out of it, right? Like how? I don't know.
Do you use a sliding mitt, Ethan?
No.
No. Well, look, if you ever want one, just go into your kitchen and pull out one of those like the oven mitts. Like I got one in the kitchen, dude. I pull it out and I got like cool padded, in case there's a fire breaks out on the field, like I can reach in and grab something.
They're fireproof. They got Christmas kind, they got Easter kind. You can you can dress for the season.
All right. Well, let me ask you two guys this because I don't know if I understand this one, but all right, I get drip, but all of these sliding mitts and like Aria is big on this. It looks like it's ice cream dripping on the glove. Like, what's the fascination with ice cream? Ethan, do you know?
No.
No, I don't either. Jakey, what is that?
I think it's because the ice cream's dripping down it. It stands for drip.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
like,
what I thought.
yeah.
Now what kind of sliding mitt do you have, Jake?
Oh, I have a rip-off one.
Hey, dude, does it work?
I don't, my dad doesn't let me use it.
Applause to dad. I don't want to say that, but I understand. I get it. Well, look, sometimes you may need one. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
Ethan, man. All right, we're wrapping up the show. You got anything you want to tell us before we close it out?
No.
No? All right, man. Well, look, I have total confidence that you will be in Stanford. You graduate in 29?
2029, yeah.
Yep. All right. So pretty sure I'll see you in Stanford in 2030. Man, Jen, that just makes me sound even older. Holy cow. And you too.
I know.
All right. Well, in 2030, I'm gonna watch you play on TV, okay? And
Okay.
and when you get there, you got to send me one of those Stanford hats, but I want you to autograph it for me. Does that work?
Okay.
All right. Now
Yeah.
don't forget. Don't forget. I got video proof. You commit to it?
Yeah.
All right. Look, that is a verbal contract now. We have a verbal contract with this superstar. He's not going to forget me, Jen. I can take
2030.
I can take him to Judge Judy or something if he'll give me the autograph hat. But I'm just kidding. Ethan, man, you keep working hard, dude. man, your dedication and your commitment to the game of baseball is pretty freaking awesome. And I know you're out there, running down balls, working on your power. Like all of that is just look at those type of situations. Like when you want to work on something is, you play video games.
I haven't really had the time lately, but
Okay.
I used to.
Well, that's just leveling up your game. When you can pick up another skill, you're leveling up. I don't play games either, but I feel like that reference is relative. So level up, keep leveling up, man. All right, Jen, you got any final words?
I mean, just congratulations on everything you've done so far. Good luck with everything. I look forward to keeping up with you on social media and looking at your journey through baseball.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Jakey, any final thoughts?
Are you gonna ask the last question?
Of course, of course. All right. So, actually, you know what? You know the last question, right, Jake?
I've been
I'm gonna,
doing it past
I'm
3
gonna,
days.
that's right. I'm gonna let you ask Ethan. Go ahead.
Okay. So your next at bat, you're walking up to the plate. What's your to-go walk-up song?
I don't really like listening to anything when I go up to hit. Just
Okay.
go up there calm and just focus on hitting the ball somewhere.
Look, this dude's
That's a
old
first.
school. This dude is old school as it could be. Now, who's your favorite artist right now you're listening to? Yeah, you like music?
Not really.
Okay. Look, focused, laser focused. Jake, laser focused. That's what that's called, man. All right. End of the show, Jake. I'm sorry. End of the show, Ethan. We have our guest close out the show for us. Okay. So at the end of the show, I'm going to say until next time. And Ethan, I want you to say, we will catch you on the slide. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to thank everyone and then we'll get to that one and I'll point to you when it's your time. So, hey, look, thank you for everyone. I know we're in our third season, but the second season was an amazing season. Our continued support from you guys is super amazing. Make sure to share our information, social media to everyone you know. We would appreciate it. And yeah, 2024. Wow. Can't believe it. It's a long time. But until next time, Ethan.
We will catch you on the slide.
There you go.
We thank you for toughing it out and pushing through. Now, let's go teach the world great sportsmanship, leadership, to go inspire someone through your dedication and excitement for the game. Make sure to smash the like and follow button on all social media at The Slide Podcast Show and The Slide Pod on Twitter. Plus, leave us a review and feedback. Until next time.